Because matter was handled well, you thought of cooking some nutritious porridge for him and came hospital early but didn't expect to see a woman. The woman who treated you very well 5 years ago, Dr. Lee, Jungkook's aunt. Atmosphere was strange and it's so silent. You smile politely. Aunt Lee, hello. Such a polite greeting. Jeon reacted and slowly tried to smile. Wyan, she moved forward slowly, but the figure rushed and stand in front blocking both of women's view. You go back first. His tone was cold and forceful. You were surprised and looked at Jungkook, then tried to peek at Jeon. She softly said, I'm not going back. He turned back to look at her in disbelief. You walked past him and put the thermos on the table as if nothing happened and looked at Jeon. I haven't seen Aunt Lee for many years. How are you doing? She looked at you with complicated eyes. After so many years, why this woman suddenly show up and what was going on? Why this woman is in his ward? Jiyun didn't understand the situation. You looked at her confused expression. She didn't even reply to you, but you just smiled and looked at Jungkook. It seems that Mr. Jung didn't tell Aunt Lee about the matter. Jiyun walked to you. What happened? Before you could open your mouth, cold voice interrupted. Don't ask about it. You can come over and look at my bag by yourself. June pursed her lips and looked at Jungkook. What about his bag? She walked and went to his bag. Your eyes met his pair of dark eyes that filled with full of affection for. He clearly didn't want to explain to his aunt, but now was it for himself or he keep looking in your eyes until it's unable for you to keep it up with him. Only then you look away and make fists around the corner of clothes. That was intense. June is a doctor. Just a one glance gasp left from her mouth and looked so shocked. What? How this happened? How did you get hurt like this? You stay aside and looked at them quietly. Jiyun couldn't believe it. Who injured you like that? She looked at Jungkook seriously and the situation was clear. Don't tell me that these injuries were caused by Dahyun. He sneered. Then did I do it myself? It made Jiyun speechless. Indeed, why would he injure himself? It's a bone-crushing painful wound. Then what Dahyun did was truly deserve to be behind the bar. But thinking about how her mother cried, June looked at you. Even though she seen the wound on her nephew's back, she still needed to know the connection between this incident. Then what does it have to do with her? When did you meet her? You sighed in your heart. Is she blaming you? You explained briefly that Jungkook is your client and you both have deal. According to what you have told June, Jungkook is the one who got involved. The way you addressed him in front of his aunt made him unhappy. It's so unfamiliar. June finally understands. Definitely, Thyun had known your existence and the blind dates. Well, it made her stunned that Thyun was also your customer. June is so confused and you don't know how to explain it to her. Should you say that you disturbed them during their dates? You told her that you were just here to take care of him because he had saved your life. Come out with me for a while and let's talk. June offered and you can't avoid that, so you nodded. But man behind grabbed your wrist. You're not allowed to go. You turned around to look at him. His gaze seems to have penetrating power as it landed on your face. June couldn't help but gritted her teeth. Someone should explain things clearly. Take a good rest. I will be back in a while. He didn't move. I said you are not allowed to go. You frowned. John Jungkook, you. He suddenly smiled. It would be even better if you were willing to remove surname. What was that? Was this man really good at adjusting his hurt now? He didn't even mind his aunt being present. Jiyun seriously sized you up. She had always known the importance of this woman to her nephew, but didn't expect him to change so much, to be clingy with women. Let go. You struggled to set free, but he tightened his grip. Knowing that his aunt was witnessing such a scene, you lowered your voice, saying anxiously, "If you don't let go, I won't come and take care of you in the future." Finally, he had no choice but to let go and loosened his grip unhappily. "Then don't go out." He was injured, and seeing him like this, June had really strange feeling. It's the very first time she saw Jungkook being stubborn. She didn't want to make things difficult for her nephew, so she bid goodbye to both of you and left first. After June left, you coldly glared at him. He is just afraid that his aunt will blame you for this. June is a middleman that introduced Jungkook to Hyun, and she will be the one who feel bad later on. If I didn't go to restaurant that day, perhaps so many things would not have happened. Perhaps you and Miss Kim are also be. There are no ifs, he coldly interrupted. Don't you understand? What? 5 years? Why I haven't gotten a divorce for 5 whole years without you. Yes, and 5 years ago, you took a few steps back. Let's not talk about this. We still have matter to deal. Running away again, his eyes became dark, but then laughed softly. All right, if you don't want, then it's fine. In any case, there will always be a time for you to face it in the future. As long as you stay by his side, she didn't have any choice but to investigate this matter with Minho. Mrs. Kim was just seeing her problem. The one who injured was June's own nephew. How can she help the daughter of her friend when they're against her nephew? Tahan was maybe innocent and her intention wasn't to hurt Jungkook, but still she did attack, so she can't shirk responsibility. She have to pay price, no matter what. The person who wanted to destroy other was never categorized to be innocent. I hate people who make troubles. It has been a long time since we last met. Where have you been for the past years? How have you been? Why couldn't I hear from you? The moment you both sat to have lunch in a small restaurant, June bombarded you with questions. You told her that you were in the overseas studying about design. June asked you out to have lunch. You didn't deny or hesitate to give her face. Wyan, a familiar name, was called out from her, but it was also unfamiliar to you that for the moment you thought she's calling someone else. This name, it was a long time ago. Countless people used to call you, but now it's rarely can be heard. You briefly tell her that your brother is Kim Sokjin and your name is changed now that there is no news of you. Maybe June will have thought that this girl must have some ulterior motives behind, but as she knew you years ago, you were just a stubborn innocent woman who didn't even know how to show her emotions. June thought about it and decided to tell about Jungkook's condition. Since past year after you left him, he was living muddle-headed life every day. She had seen that her nephew only cares about few people, including you. She wanted to know how you both met after 5 years later, and you told the incident of restaurant and the way of man pestering you to be with him. So, Jungkook has been forcing you to meet him and try to get closer to you. How did this boy become so shameless? How could I not know that he's now like this? Really? You admired her openly, calling her nephew shameless. You nodded, kind of. So you don't like him now and don't want to see him and get close to him. Is that true? You are stunned, not expecting this sudden question. She smiled, hesitated. You smiled slowly, shaking your head and telling her that he's just your client. After he recovered, you will naturally leave. But what if he keep looking for you? What will you do? June had always thought that you were a smart girl and she liked you so much and thought that you will be the girl who will bring happiness in Jungkook's life. But things turned this extent and now her mind was changed. She doesn't think that both of you are suitable for each other now. She had observed a lot. There is too much difference between personality and the surface. You look weak, but your personality is strong. But Jungkook is not the kind of person who will bow his head. If you two are together, you both will only get hurt. Your expression was firm and nodded in agreement. Yes, Aunt Lee's analysis is correct. Of course, I know this. So I left. June was speechless. There is mysterious look in your eyes, like there is no emotion on them. She thought that you will be anxious after hearing, but didn't expect you to be straightforward. And emotionless, she immediately thought that Jungkook will not have chance. She felt bad for her nephew. Jungkook, it's not that aunt didn't want to help you, but it's this woman has no affection for you. You will be not happy if you keep insisting her. She think carefully, then have you remarried? You were stunned and subconsciously lowered your head. No. You know she will misunderstood you. She will definitely care about her nephew, so you don't mind it. You told that after he will recover, you will not let him pester you again. June sighed heavily, knowing what are you referring to. So do you think I asked you to meet today to break you guys up? Isn't it? She didn't blame you for the situation, but she just felt that this woman was too cruel when you disappeared without a trace 5 years ago. From tomorrow onwards, don't bring me food anymore. Your hands paused and looked at him calmly. What was with him? Seeing you so calm and collected, he felt little irritated. Question is why this woman treated him as invisible person sometime. He is just being good man. Knowing that you had been working hard running back and forth, making him lunch and dinner, handling case and office, you seemed restless and the tiredness on your face was obvious. But you apply makeup that made you breathtaking and energetic. But he can clearly see that you had lost your weight during these days. Why don't you ask me? He is annoyed. You put dishes on the table. There is nothing to ask. He frowned and noticed there are more things than usual. Why are these so many? You are recovering and you need to eat diet food. It will be good for your health. The coach is going to hell tomorrow. He raised his brows and narrowed his eyes. Tomorrow, you nodded. Are not you happy? He leaned closer. I am, but why you seemed not happy? Nothing, you are not happy to have an extra meal for you? Then I will withdraw. He grabbed your hand. You have already taken out and still want to take it back. You pulled your hand back and glared at him. Then don't talk much. He nodded and didn't speak. After that, and started to eat obediently. You look at him, eating so gracefully, finishing his food. You bite your lips, thinking about yesterday's conversation between you and his aunt. Jungkook, yesterday I thought about it carefully. Although Kim Dahyun indeed did something bad, but still she is the daughter of your aunt's friend, so he raised his head, so interrupting you coldly, sensing where it will go if he didn't stop in the meantime. He stared at you dangerously. I thought after 5 years you should at least be more ruthless or more determined, but you were persuaded by my aunt with just a few words. You were stunned and tried to find the words, but he sneered. At least show your attitude to others like you have towards me, shouldn't you? He mocked again. You don't even want to hold a little bit, but want to give up. Do you know what she have done? What's you want to wait her to do more? What if next time I won't make it on time? He raised his brow sharply. You wanted to say as long as he stay away from you, nothing gonna be happen, but thinking it will be too direct, you bite your lips. Her target is you. Yes, that's the fact. He think for long and look at you coldly. So, are you going to abandon me after I recover from my injuries? You frowned. You had never said anything about being responsible. So, how could it be considered abandoned? It's just you fulfilling your responsibility cause he saved you last time. Seeing you not speaking for long, he scoffed. Why? My injuries have not fully recovered yet, and you are trying to persuade me to let go of the women who wanted to hurt you. You are provoking me. You closed your eyes and expressed irritation in your heart. You can only persuade him, but you can't convince him. Then do as you wish. I have already given my words to Aunt Lee. Let me be the person who doesn't keep her words. You bite inside cheek, somehow mad. Seeing his little woman being mad, he couldn't help but reach out to grab your arm and pull you into embrace. Making you sat on his lap, what did she say to you that made you suddenly change your mind? What his aunt said to you, does it matter? She is just concerned for her nephew after all. You tried to get up from his lap, but he tightened his grip around your waist. Let me go. He pinched your chin and gasped with his gaze sharply. Are not you were the one who was so afraid that she will do something bad in the future? She didn't hurt me after all. It was originally because of you. As long as you stay away from me, she will not hate me this much. Anyway, we won't be together in the future. We will get divorced soon. The man right in front of you was addicted. I will not spare anyone who tried to hurt you. I won't let you go either, Ryan. Sarang, you are destined to be my woman.